Warning, this video series has an extremely high chance of causing butt hurt for fanboys of particular brands. Please use caution and logic when viewing these videos. The opinions are my own, developed by spending my own money and actually owning the kits. The series is meant to help people who can exercise logic and reason. That said, enjoy. What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from rcnightmare.com, bringing you my top list, my faves, my main squeezes, my bee's knees list of large-scale monster trucks. So you've probably already watched the smaller scale, which is like the 10th scale to 14th scale, roughly. Mostly the like sub $500 monster trucks, which is what I might just name that list. This is the larger scale or more expensive monster truck list. RC Nightmare is really known for bashing, and I've owned just about all of the kits worth owning, and I'm going to rank them here for you so that when you decide to make the plunge into a $500, $600, $700 RC, that you go in armed with information from somebody that's actually owned the damn thing. So many people talk like experts on the forums, or they'll say they've owned it. Well, you have video proof that I've owned it and that I've run it and that my opinions are not bought and paid for, because I bought those RCs with my own money. And, you know, it's just off my own opinion. I'm trying to help you spend your money more wisely. And even if you read a lot of the comments on YouTube videos, so many people like find a nickel for every 12-year-old that said he owned like 17 different RCs. I'd be able to buy a new monster truck. But let's start off the list with the absolute worst monster truck I've ever purchased. The Team Associated Rival. This kit had to be an absolute flop. It came out as clunky as could be, underperformed, one of the weakest kits I've ever experienced. I mean, you spend $500-$600 on this kit and you need to put another $150 to make it practically usable. I have never experienced this amount of disappointment with a monster truck. Now, if you're the type of person that likes to wrench on your kit and do that kind of thing, great. You know, it's fine. I still think this kit is $200 too expensive, at least $150 too expensive for the amount of work that has to go into it. I mean, if Team Associated wanted to break into the monster truck market, like the brushless RTR market, this is not the way to do it. I ran this kit, took one jump, broke an A-arm, took another jump, broke another A-arm. I mean, there's just been, you know, you could argue that maybe I just got some bad A-arms, but the kit was, I thought, slow and clunky. And just, it doesn't even really belong in the price point where it is. Can you make it a usable kit? Yes. Most of you are way more handy than me. I think the power plant's probably okay for it, but for me, I'm just like I like to bash hard. I like to have fun with RC. I don't like to spend time fixing them or upgrading them as much. So you know, that's my opinion. Now I'm going to go into probably some surprisingly low scores, especially for those of you that think I'm a Traxxas fanboy, is even in terms of these fall short because of value. Something like the Traxxas E-Revo or Traxxas E-Maxx, while very good kits, I think have been priced out of this world. I've seen them go up about $150. I've seen the same box's price go up about $150 at my local hobby store. From at one point, I think it was like $5.99 to now it's $7.09 or $7.49 or something like that. It's the same box. I just see Traxxas keeps raising the price. I don't understand. $700 plus for an RC is, in my opinion, just too damn much money. I mean, it's got to be able to like sprout wings and fly at that point. So the E-Revo brushless is just too damn expensive. It's a fine kit, but I'm not spending $1,000 on a monster truck ready to run. I mean, have I spent $1,000 on an RC before? Absolutely. I mean, my AX10, my XR10 was like a $1,500 build by the time it was all said and done, but that was like top quality parts from soup to nuts. this is an RTR, right? So if I'm going to spend $700 on an RTR and then another $200 to $300 getting it, it just doesn't compare to some of the other quality that's out there. While I think the E-Revo or the E-Maxx are both excellent kits, and I think if you've purchased them, you probably have a ton of fun. Um, would I love to own another E-Revo, like brushless, waterproof? Hell yeah. Maybe I'd prefer an E-Maxx. I'm not totally sure. But the next step up, I think, is going to be the Savage Flux HP. Uh, I know HPI, people that really love HPI just really love it, and they don't want to hear anything bad about it. But the Savage Flux HP is really, I think, from a quality standpoint, extremely high. When I opened this kit up, I felt like my money was well spent. It's another very expensive kit, $600, $700 kit. But the Savage Flux HP has enough power. I mean, has power for days for double, triple backflips with a huge 8-scale monster truck. It's got, I mean, it's built like a tank. I didn't have good experience with the battery doors. Mine kept popping open. I didn't like that. But that was a small thing. The shell was very brittle, but again, that's a small thing. Um, but for as much time as this thing spends on its top on the turtling, they should really just spend an extra few bucks to give you a better Lexan because um, this thing, I mean, you definitely want to rock the wheelie bar. Let's put it that way. I mean, I could barely run it at full throttle without constantly flipping over. It's just got, it's almost too much power. And I know I'm blaspheming. I don't mean to, you can't have too much power, but you almost have to like scale it down a little bit. But the Savage Flux HP is very, very good. I think for the price point, it's a very good kit. You're going to be buying tires. You're going to be buying Lexans. You're going to be buying, that kind of small stuff because it's just going to break. But overall, a very solid kit. I think you can't go wrong. I think HPI did a very good job on this truck. Now the next two on this list, I think, I almost think the Savage Flux HP probably does rank higher than my next pick, but it's probably like a 2A and a 2B. I think the Thunder Tiger EMTA, which is the re-release, it's this really bizarre release. It's supposed to be like the new version of the MT4 G3, but it really didn't come out that way. It has this like Starship Enterprise plastic like hood on it that's really bizarre. But overall, it performs extremely well. It has like 2000 kV brushless motor. It just rips. It's super fast. And why it ranks so high is because of the price. You can pick these up for about 500 bucks. So they're not only, I mean, I would say any one of these kits are all going to perform really well. Okay. But when one of them is like so affordable that like I could have put the EMTA in the next tier down and it would just destroy the competition. I would have picked it over the. Now, if you're asking me, would I get an EMTA or a Stampede 4x4? I'd probably get the EMTA. But talk about, when you're talking about value, like they're very close to the same price, those two kits. Which really brings me to, so like really you're looking at 2A and 2B. I think the Savage Flux HP is probably better than the EMTA. But when you take the whole thing into consideration, okay, the whole picture, price, performance, value, aftermarket support, I still think the best monster truck, large plus $500 plus, if you can find it still, is the Thunder Tiger MT4 G3. It's still available from places like Tower Hobbies around 500 bucks, which means it's several $100s cheaper than most of its competitors. It's several hundred cheaper than the Savage Flux HP. It's cheaper than the E-Maxx brushless, cheaper than the E-Revo brushless, hundreds cheaper, not like $20 or $30, hundreds cheaper, okay? And this kit is an absolute beast. It's perfect. I mean, There are some small things about it that you might not like. Like obviously the shell looks really outdated, and there's not a ton of options in aftermarket Lexans, but there are some. Um, but the Thunder Tiger MT4 G3 was actually sent to me um, by Hobbyco, and I'd never bought or I'd never considered Thunder Tiger before in terms of like monster trucks or any RC. They just came off to me as like some cheap knockoff brand. But turns out they make one hell of a monster truck. It's the truck, I mean, I got my local hobby store, Hobbytown, USA in Germantown. They stock it. I mean, they started stocking Thunder Tiger stuff based on some really rave reviews and the price point by me. You know, a knock on it is going to be part support, just like always. But I think it's so beefy that you could probably order a couple like common replacement parts like A-arms or tie rods or things like that, and just have them around so that if you do break one of these things, you're going to be all right. You know, standard tire size, you can get monster truck tires on there. I mean, it is just, you know, just talking about it makes me want to go run it. Now, it's not waterproof. Okay, so that's one knock on it. But you know what I did is I went and bought from REI. They have these little baggies that are like waterproof, breathable baggies. They sell them. I think they're called like underwears or wears, something like that. They sell them. RC places sell them, and they want to charge you like $30 for it because it's RC specific. But I went there, and they had these little baggies that you might, I don't know, where you keep like prescriptions or something in them. It's a camping supply, and there's like a drawstring, and so I just took the ESC, stuck it in there, you know, tightened it, and put it back in the kit, Velcroed it down, and it worked great. And it cost me like $8. And basically the thing was waterproof. You want to take your time, obviously, after if you're running in the snow, you know, clean it up afterwards and all that stuff. But I think overall, for the money, if you're just looking for a monster truck that's just kick-ass and that you know, is a great value, like best overall, I think the Thunder Tiger MT4 G3 is the kit for you. You know, this is like the toughest kit or the toughest category to really distinguish between them, because when you're spending $600-700 on a monster truck, with the exception of the rival, they're all very good. I mean, like, I couldn't just tell you that the E-Revo sucks or the E-Maxx sucks. It's just they're $700. They're like a full $200 more than the G3 MT4 or the EMTA. I mean, that's like, that's two brand new 3S lipo, hard case 3S lipos. That's an extra set of tires. That's spare parts. I mean, you could buy the EMT or the MT4 or the EMTA, whichever one you can get. You could buy brand new lipos, like 4 brand new Gen 6 lipos. You could buy tires and an extra Lexan and some cans of paint for the price difference between the E-Revo and that. So how can I possibly ignore that? It's like that big of a price difference that when I put it like that, it makes you kind of think like, whoa, geez, yeah, I mean, this is pretty insane. So hopefully this helps you when you're out there picking up your, spending your small fortunes on your $500 plus monster trucks. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out, and I look forward to get back in the studio real soon to doing some tutorials and some more fun videos for you just as soon as I can. We'll talk to you again real soon. What's up, everyone? I really hope you enjoyed the video. Take a moment to check out some of our most popular playlists, from RC reviews, RC tutorials, some of the most popular RC unboxing videos, and of course some of the most kick-ass running videos you'll find anywhere on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to crush that subscribe button you'll find right here, and we'll see you again real soon.